steamed with turmeric, the month-old eggs cooked as hard as tumors, and in truth, ate only the cheese I had bought myself at the supermarket. For the first time in my life, I became constipated. After Christmas at the in-laws, we moved back to my own parents' home in Connecticut. In the winter of 1996, my sister tried to commit suicide. She came to me first. She said, "The kings in Spain have no sheets." This obliquity was due to all the drugs she had swallowed. Her suicide attempt was a symptom of massive family dysfunction, including, among other things, my own callousness, my mother's obliviousness, my father's affair with the buxom trainer of the high school soccer team. My father was actually at one point a doctor, a radiologist, but he gave that all up to become a professional soccer referee. My sister's depression was more complex than this little ball of reasons, but the little ball rolled right onto the summer of 1997, when I worked the late-night shift at the gas station down the road and slept in my parents' basement. And because I was sleeping until 5 in the p.m., it was beyond my father that this was because I worked from midnight until 9 in the morning. Because I had gone off to a fancy college, but still smelled like gasoline. Because I smoked cigarettes and constantly lost the house keys. Because I was the only one in the family not exhibiting signs of mental instability, but was the only one on very serious drugs. Because, finally, I'd forgotten to go to Meineke to put a new muffler on the car. Because of all these things, I was told by my father to leave the house for good. I did. And somehow, between hitchhiking across Mexico several times and spending a long stint in a North Dakota jail, I managed to graduate college and find a girl I wanted forever. But before I left my posh little basement castle that first time, I did one thing. I squatted on my father's sports car, I unbuttoned my pants, and used my hand to balance myself. I took a shit on the hood of my father's car. We are all complicated people. 10 years later, my father in his red and blue Adidas tracksuit holds the rectal syringe. A lot of water has passed under the bridge between me and my father, between all of us. But we don't talk about that water, we just watch it go. We lost my cousin Luis to a misdiagnosed cancer several years back. It began with a growth on the inside of his hip adjacent to his buttocks. My sister survived her depression, but is now blind in one eye and has had complications from the removal of an ovarian cyst. I myself had a pilonidal cyst removed from the end of my tailbone. My father is recovering from radiation therapy due to prostate cancer. Last year, my niece flew in from Spain to visit a Long Island hospital for surgery related to a rare form of Crohn's disease. Fecal matter finds its way into her vagina. In his heavily accented English, my father likes to say, "Andy, this family all have malformed asses." Now there is water all over the floor. None of it is clean. I hadn't had a bowel movement in 6 days. It hurts. Yes, Dad, it really hurts. Do you know how to use this? No, I said. Take the Vaseline. The men in my family have always been of a fraternal bent. YMCA locker rooms, athletic teams, barracks, jock straps, these things bring us immense happiness. One is not enough, Andy. Let's try 2. Can you do it? No. No, bend over farther. I'll do it. I'm going to squeeze this water into your rectum. You have to hold it, Andy, because I'm going to put a whole nother liter right after. Okay, Dad. Hold it. Now hold it. Down. Sit. Go. It didn't work, Dad. You have to push. Push. I'm trying. We have to do 3 liters. You are seriously impacted. If you can't handle this one, well, I think the risks are beginning to outweigh the benefits. The what outweigh the what? I looked at my father's face. He was happy. This was as close as we were ever going to get, literally. This was family, locker rooms, need, paternity, our past, all compressed into a single moment. He was using his finger to help chip at whatever was inside me. I can feel it. It's like a rock. Have you been eating okay? Too much American food. Here comes the third. It takes a lot of effort to hold 3 liters of water up your ass. I held it as long as I could. And then the blockage flowed out of me. I walked naked into the kitchen. A rolling pin, a French baking pad, and some globs of dough were left on the counter. My sister, my wife, and my mother had finished the belated Christmas cookies and gone into the next room. They sat in a row, each reading a different section of the New York Times. Behind me, my father had already begun to mop the bathroom floor. I held my head high, but no one turned to look. I was alone. I was unobserved. And at that exact moment, I had a very strange realization. In my father's thick accent, Yale and jail are pronounced as the same word, Yale. I smelled the first batch of toffee crisps already in the oven, the heat radiating from the oven's stainless steel exterior warming my naked skin. I lingered and watched my disembodied and dim reflection stare back at me from inside that tiny furnace, and decoded nothing. I marched straight upstairs and into the shower. Thank you.